Welcome to my channel Analytics with Ashish, and today I'm going to talk about ML Ops. What is ML Ops? Well, ML Ops is basically, if we have to say, it's a set of tools and principles to support progress throughout the machine learning project lifecycle. Okay, and what is machine learning project lifecycle? Is basically, or you can say, it's a when we talk about machine learning life cycle, a typical way, if first you have scope of the problem, like you define your project. So let's say scope, where you basically define your project. Once you define the project, then the next thing is very important part, which is getting access to the data. So you collect, clean, label, whatever it takes, actually organize, join with the external data source, pre-process. You do all these things in the data part. Once you have the data required is ready, then the next important part comes is model. In model, you do multiple things. One of the most important thing is like you select the algorithm which you're going to apply to train the model. So once you train the model, you do the perform error analysis. You perform error analysis, and then if you see the model is best suited, then you move to the next part, which is deployment part. Once you're satisfied with your model performance based on different metrics, and then you move to the deployment. So where basically you deploy into production, and once you deploy into production, then you have two options. Like your job is not done like once you deploy in production. You have to monitor. And monitor what? You have to monitor if your data is changing or your model performance is degrading. So that is what you need to take care, like if there is any data drift or concept drift, that's another way to say. So let's see that in more detail. So like scope, data, model, and deployment. I'm going to talk more about deployment in this particular section. Let's pick this deployment, because I'm hoping that you already know this thing, scope. You already, assuming that you have already quite comfortable with dealing with the data part or also dealing with the model part. I'm assuming that you are more interested in deployment part, or you are not sure like how to deal with that. So for deployment part, if we have to quickly summarize in a very high level, so let's take deployment part. There are like basically two challenges which you get whenever you perform the deployment. One is on the side of machine learning, or you can say statistical side, and the second one is on software engineering issue. So let's focus on MLS side. So in MLS machine learning sides, actually machine learning or statistical side, what happened actually, you have data drift. Once you monitor, then the issue is the data drift. So what data drift means is like the world is changing, the data is continuously changing. You build the model one time based on certain data, and now as the data is changing, your model performance is degrading. So that is basically data drift. So you need to update your data in which you are training the model, or you need to update your model. So there are two ways, either you update your data in the training side, or you update your model. both approach I can talk in more detail. Both are okay. Some people use more of this approach, some people use more of this approach. Which approach we should use in which condition, that I can take in another section. But for now we can say that okay, in machine learning side, software engineering side, in machine learning side we have data drift. And data drift, again, when we data drift happen, it happens in two ways. One is gradually, like slowly things are changing. It happens quite often. This is very normal that as we move on year after year, the things are changing. For example, like house price. With every passing years, the house price keep on changing. It's keep on increasing, right? And the other is sudden change. Due to some situation, it suddenly change, and for that, the best example is this situation, COVID-19. To explain, for example, like we have so many credit fraud detection model, right? And their job was like whenever someone is spending too much of money they are spending, then it kind of raises the red flag, right? That okay, this is something to do with here, that maybe the credit card has stolen, because suddenly it seems that there are people are buying too many stuff. But actually they were buying too many stuff because of COVID situation, because they cannot go out, so they were buying things all of a sudden, online. And so though it was not stolen, but this credit fraud detection technique, actually the model, it was flagging it as threat actually. So that is because of the COVID situation, which has happened very rare. So in this kind of case, these kind of models were failing, so we need to take care of these situations. So that is one issue, either data change gradually or it changes suddenly. So that's the way. Okay, now when we talk about on the machine learning side, on the software engineering side. So in software engineering side, we have the first issue is, or the first thing to take care is whether the deployment is real time or batch. And I hope you guys understand what is real time and what is batch. Like if you have a model which predict from X, it produce Y. So whenever you are giving any input, and you get the output in just fraction of milliseconds or microsecond, real time, like the moment you put and then you get the answer by using the machine learning model. In batch processing, however, it is different. Like you load the data, for example, and then like a bunch of data you put, and then you pass this into model, and then you generate the score, and that score you share with other people. For example, like example of this would be in medical. Like throughout the day, you have suppose thousands or tens of thousands people, patient, and then you take their data, and then you pass this data into the model, and then let it run overnight, and in the morning you have the score. Basically, like if what is the possibility of having certain disease, so that is the thing which you can do in, that is the example of batch processing. The second thing which you need to take care, or which you need to know, is whether your application is going to run on cloud or on premise, or like a browser, so if it is in cloud, that these days it is going very popular, because you can have a powerful resources and less price. So because of these two main reasons, a lot of like small companies, they are using cloud. And but if those companies are big and they have enough amount of money to spend, then they also go for the other option. So that is basically second question which you need to take care. The third one is the compute resource, actually, like what kind of compute resource you have, where you are going to perform those analysis, or CPU, whether it is CPU, GPU, what is the memory. So you need to know, for example, like if you're performing those batch processing or real-time processing, then you need to know that how powerful is your machine. Okay. And after this, the fourth, which is very normal thing, is you need to take care about the security and privacy. And that's why all those big companies, they don't take risk of this cloud. Either they have their own private cloud, but small companies, they don't have enough budget to create their own private clouds, private platform or private cloud, so they just like go with this option. But yeah, security and privacy is another concern which you need to take care in the form of deployment, at the time of deployment. So this is a quick overview. In the next session, actually, I will go more into detail in deployment and each steps. Thank you.